What's going on, guys? Welcome to the episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are breaking down episode 3 of Love is Blind season 6. We have a lot of drama going on. We've got love triangles galore. We've got our first engagement that's going to kick off episode 3. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Johnny and Amy are getting ready to meet. We get a little sweet moment. The two share a kiss and then go on to like full on makeout session. I love it quite a bit. He said, "You are so beautiful." He gets down on one knee, and like these two are just adorable together. I really feel like from the get-go, them being our first couple, it's like I was enamored. You know what I mean? Like they really have a great connection together. And I feel like they really feel like these two can go a long way. You know what I mean? I really do. They might not be the flashiest couple we've ever seen on the show, but sweet, somber, could possibly be right in love right out the gate. Loving this quite a bit. Let's see here. I remember watching this and I was like, I like them a lot, and I can't wait for them to break up because of some random alien came out of the sky and tackled Johnny, and Connect was like, we need to spice things up on me just because I start liking anybody I like normally doesn't make it to the altar. Clay is talking to Jamal. He said he's starting to break down and cry. Jamal hilariously like pats him on the shoulder. He says, I feel like a good guy. And he said he has a defense mechanism up and just wants to be appreciated. I really feel like AD is kind of fucked either way, whether it's Matthew or Clay. Clay at AD time, he said, I thought about you all last night. He says, sorry about how I acted. She said he triggers something from her in her past and she doesn't like being yelled at. He said he was boo-hoo, boo-boo crying, and she liked the fact that he would cry and says weakness not to show emotion. She calls him out about what he said, not about getting on knees because of her looks. He said he won't give up and will keep fighting. She calls him out about the looks, right? About not getting out. He said he's not going to get on one knee without knowing about her looks. And he says he won't give up, but will keep fighting. That really didn't answer the question. Oh, look, I don't like Clay. I think he's a player, and I really feel like I'm not a big fan of Clay. Nothing against Clay himself, but I just feel like he's a little bit of a player here. Kenneth and Brittany time, he decided to go paintings and salads. She said, I love you. Go, Kenneth. She said she was starving. Did you hear that? She said she was starving. She said, what's your ethnicity? And he said black, and she said white. He said, are you comfortable around and shut him down, like right him automatically. He said yes. She said, what do you think I look like? And he said long hair, but she wouldn't confirm. She said, you sound stout, a good height. He said, what's a good height? And she said, respectfully, I hope you're not 5'4". And he said, I am. Again, back and forth banter, really, really enjoying it. They start talking about intimacy. She came into this wanting to wait till marriage, and he said they love it. Again, massive respect for these two. I really feel like um, that they have a really good connection here. Obviously, those really haven't had a level. We haven't seen them with anybody else other than those two. So strong as can be. Laura and Jeremy time. Obviously, we got Laura, Jeremy, and Sarah Ann in this little bit of a love triangle action going on here. She asked if he snores, and he says yes. And then, of course, he talks about his sleep apnea machine. He said he didn't bring it with him and said, what are you going to do on our honeymoon? And he said we won't be sleeping. Hilarious. Not sure how I feel about those two yet, but it's definitely interesting. Jeremy says Laura is his number one, but Sarah is the wild card. She brings up her Botox and how her eye is drooping. She says she likes to take pictures. He asks how many followers she has on Instagram. She said 4,000, and he goes, that's a lot. She said she got 31,000 on the TikTok. He said, what about an OnlyFans? She said yes, but was joking, kind of. And they talk about politics. She's a conservative. She has a lot of friends that are more left than and doesn't judge them. Um, Abortion is brought up, and she said if two people have sex, they should take responsibility for action. He said rape should be on the table. He said, in his opinion, he's a man, shouldn't be making the choices. I don't have a doubt in my mind that this entire conversation is going to cause a whirlwind for a lot of people. But moving right along, his father is dead, and he said he wants to take her to visit his grave in Florida. He said he doesn't say that to anyone. and keeps his life private. He said he grabs a chair and a book and just talks to him. She asked if he told anyone else that. He said no. He says, I do think very highly of you. I wonder why she asked if he had said this to anybody else. I don't know if that has anything to do with Matthew. Kenneth said she's going to be the first white girl he's ever dated. He said his family doesn't care. He got Brittany flowers. He said he could never imagine he'd fall for someone in this unorthodox way. He said he doesn't doubt she is the one he belongs with. We got proposal number 2. So we've got 2 proposals right out the gate without really any love triangles. Like these were the gun ho, these 2 are it, period. Love it. So Kenneth and Brittany, Johnny and Amy. Jessica is crying. She feels like she loves Jimmy and believes he is the one. But my goodness, Chelsea's in the picture. One of the folks are going to have their heart broken. It's Jimmy and Jessica time. Love is wine. We got gold wine bottles. He cracks his knuckles and it makes her mad. She said that's ick for her. She asks what his social media following is like and talks about following random people. She said it's been a random problem in her past. She says she doesn't want him following other women and doesn't want him lusting over naked women. She said, I have zero tolerance for that. I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, that's not, yeah. I mean, okay. That's not a horrible ask to ask a man not to be drooling all over, other women on social media. I don't see how that's a problem. But she has come to the conclusion that he is her person. Ugh, she said she wants him to explore his other option, but she wants to be the first round pick. She said he appreciates she is blunt, and he said he's here to find a wife, and she has him in a chokehold. He said tonight was fun, and he's going to bed very happy. Jimmy is in a very much a pickle. We have a Jimmy, Chelsea, Trevor are talking about their love triangle. This was to me like was super, 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 super funny. You know what I mean? Like we have Trevor. Okay, so we've got Jessica, Chelsea, Jimmy, and then we have Trevor, Chelsea, and Jimmy. Like it's such a funny dynamic here that Jessica could really theoretically be with Jimmy and Chelsea with Trevor, and everything would be kumbaya. You know what I mean? Jimmy said, I'm dating you just as much as he is dating the other girls, which was pretty funny. It's Chelsea and Jimmy time. She brings up that she talked to Jessica about them dating and it made Jessica mad. He said Trevor said nothing but good things. These 2 share a heart to heart and said, you are who I came for. You are who I came here for. She said, you are everything that I've ever wanted my entire life. Do you really know that? Do you really know that? I'm intrigued by that statement. Do you really know that he's everything you've ever wanted? Because what if he comes out not looking like what you like? It's definitely interesting. Trevor said he narrowed down his list to 1, and it being Chelsea. It was his only date and the only one that he wanted. He said he wouldn't want to push her to close out any relationship, but he says he knows. Will care for her the way, and he says he knows nobody will care for her the way that he does. He told her he loved her, and he said, how does that make you feel? And she says, I think I'm going to pass out. Chelsea finds herself in very much a pickle. With Trevor and Jimmy, she said she is over the moon right now. Let me stop right here and say this. Many people on this show have said multiple things to the same person to explore this opportunity. Now, with the deeply personal stuff like Matthew did is slightly messed up, but it's part of the game. You're trying to find love. So I don't really hate everybody exploring their options. I don't think you can criticize people for exploring more than one person. How do you know? You know what I mean? This is a short window, and you want to be a matter of fact about finding the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with in this short window, in this short experiment. So date however many people you can. Chelsea goes back to the girl spot and is befuddled. She said this is all hard. Jessica is off in the cut and not thrilled at all. She says, I don't want to make a wrong decision. And that is it for episode 3 of Love is Blind, season 6. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on the podcast side of things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the first 3-episode breakdown of Love is Blind. We're only getting started. My next episode will drop on Monday of episodes 4, 5, and 6. Tuesday, the episode 7 Traders breakdown recap will drop as well. Lots of content coming. Be patient with me, guys. I hope you guys check out as much as you can. It's that time of the year where I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of different shows cooking in the kitchen, but at the same time, we also always sometimes have some dry spells with shows as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. I'll talk to you guys soon.